$1,000 is barely enough to live on in the US, but in this country you'll be king, spending without looking at the price. Even more surprisingly, behind their gentle beauty, the women here are the powerhouses controlling the entire country's economy. Dubbed a cheap travel paradise, here are the harsh realities of Laos, the land of millions of elephants, where people consume the most sticky rice in the world and beer is considered a daily ritual. Number 1. The most resilient nation in Southeast Asia. Laos is located in the heart of Southeast Asia, bordering China, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. With an area of over 91,000 square miles, smaller than the US state of Oregon, and no coastline, it is home to 7.7 million people, comprising 49 officially recognized ethnic groups. This has resulted in an extremely diverse culture. Its strategic location has transformed Laos into a kingdom controlling trade throughout the region. Most notably, the nearly $6 billion Laos-China high-speed railway has made the country a crucial logistics hub. Laos has also turned its geographical disadvantage into a strength. Instead of viewing the Mekong River as an obstacle, Laos has attracted foreign investment to build dozens of hydroelectric dams, exporting electricity to Thailand and Vietnam. In the past, the US dropped over 2 million tons of bombs on Laos. On average, a bomb-laden plane dropped bombs every 8 minutes for 9 consecutive years. This makes Laos the most bombed country in the world per capita. Currently, more than 80 million unexploded cluster munitions remain buried underground. Approximately 30% of its land is unusable. Despite the war, Laos struggles with a GDP per capita of $2,254 to $2,844 per year, nearly 40 times lower than the United States. Laos faces an invisible location tax, as all imported goods must transit through Vietnamese or Thai seaports. Even more seriously, the Lao Kip, LAK, has depreciated significantly. If you bring US dollars to Vientiane and exchange it for Kip, you'll be holding a huge stack of cash. However, nature has compensated Laos with wonderful things. On the Mekong River lies the famous Si Phan Don archipelago, which in the local language means 4,000 islands. Among them, the islands of Don Kong, Don Det, and Don Kon are considered precious gems, attracting hundreds of thousands of tourists. You can kayak, cycle through peaceful villages, and spot rare Irrawaddy freshwater dolphins. Before exploring more of Lao culture and the beauty of Lao women, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other fascinating videos. Number 2. Lao women are gentle and beautiful, yet possess steely strength. Upon arriving in Laos, you'll be surprised to see young, beautiful women in tight-fitting tank tops, freely splashing water and laughing boisterously. That's the vibrant scene during the Baun Pi Mai Water Festival. On ordinary days, Laotian women possess a gentle and modest beauty. Along the Mekong River at sunset, you'll easily spot them in their meticulously handcrafted traditional Sin dresses. The Naga serpent motif on the hem of the dress symbolizes the abundance of the river. Many girls here still prefer using turmeric, coconut oil, and tamarind to maintain their natural and elegant beauty. In terms of affection, Laotian women are very gentle. A smile, a handful of sticky rice, or a white bachi thread tied around the wrist sometimes carries a deeper meaning than a love letter. However, this romanticism doesn't mean weakness. In reality, Laotian society operates under a matriarchal system. The groom usually moves to his wife's home after marriage. The youngest daughter in the family inherits the land and takes responsibility for caring for her elderly parents. In markets and within families, Women are the ones who directly manage the finances. Behind their gentle exterior are extremely strong-willed women. Lao women have one of the highest labor force participation rates in Southeast Asia, at over 70%. But they are facing double pressures. They must work to earn money and contribute to the family's GDP, while also being expected by society to fulfill household duties and religious rituals. Under this pressure, a segment of young women in urban areas are increasingly choosing a single life. Want to know the secret to dating a beautiful Lao girl? Write 2 in the comments below. Number 3. The world's cheapest travel paradise. HelloSafe has ranked Laos as the cheapest travel destination in the world, with an average daily expenditure of only about $15. This is even cheaper than a fast food meal in the US. In fact, a single person can live extremely comfortably for $1,000 to $1,200 per month, covering all their needs. A modern, fully furnished one-bedroom apartment in the city center with good security and regular cleaning services costs only $300. Formerly a French colony, Laos boasts some of the best coffee and toast culture in Southeast Asia. On street corners, you can easily buy a crispy charcoal-grilled baguette and a cup of premium Arabica coffee from the Bolaven Plateau for less than $2. With $200 a month, you can easily buy fresh food at the local market and cook your own meals. If you're too lazy to cook, a bowl of Lao Khao Piak Sen Pho or a plate of street-side papaya salad only costs around $1.50. Getting around here isn't a financial burden either. You only need about $60 a month to rent a motorbike long-term, including gas. Public transport like buses costs only 30 cents a ride, and ride-hailing apps like Loca offer incredibly affordable prices. However, you can live like royalty with $1,000 only if you embrace the local lifestyle. If you try to maintain American spending habits, costs will immediately double. A bowl of pho or a grilled pork sandwich might only cost $1.50, but a box of imported Cheerios cereal or a slice of Western unsalted butter at the supermarket could be 20% to 40% more expensive than in the US. This landlocked country incurs enormous shipping costs for all imported goods. Therefore, if you want to live cheaply, you absolutely have to live like Laos. Number 4. Real life in Laos. Laotians live at a different pace than the rest of the world. On the streets of Vientiane, traffic moves slowly, with no lane swerving, reckless overtaking, or honking. However, when night falls, it's a different world. Sidewalk night markets become bustling with smoky grilled meats and ice-cold Lao beer. Especially in the Golden Triangle Special Economic Zone in Bokeo Province, things are even more vibrant. This area is illuminated by neon lights with casinos, karaoke bars, and entertainment venues operating all night long. It's teeming with young Laotian women serving customers. In contrast to this hustle and bustle, the remote, mountainous regions of Laos resemble a world from the previous century. Stilt houses are built of wood with bamboo walls and corrugated iron roofs. You have to climb a rickety ladder to enter. Underneath the stilts, livestock mingles with the smell of wood smoke. Women shoulder the majority of household chores. They pound rice by hand, wash clothes in the river, carry heavy buckets of water from distant wells, and take care of the cooking. The men wake up before dawn to go into the forest to gather firewood. They carry bundles of firewood weighing 50 kilograms, walking for hours in the sun and rain without shoes. For the villagers, these are just everyday activities. But for Western tourists, this is an extraordinary and rare sight. At the local markets, People sell forest honey and agricultural products right on tarpaulins. Along the rivers, men and women bathe together in public, laughing and talking freely without any embarrassment. However, behind this peaceful facade lies a massive demographic shift. Many young people in the village have left to go to Vientiane or cross the border into Thailand to work in factories. The remittances they send back have become the main source of income for their families to buy roofing sheets and new motorbikes. If you could live in Laos, would you choose the peaceful riverside in the countryside or the dazzling lights of the city? Number 5. Lao men must become monks before getting married. According to Buddhist tradition in Laos, most men must become monks before marriage to cultivate virtue and show filial piety to their parents. These young men must shave their heads and live in monasteries for 3 months to a year. Every day they wake up before dawn to chant scriptures and meditate in the sweltering heat, strictly adhering to the precepts. Importantly, they are forbidden from having sexual relations during their 90-day or 365-day period of training. If they fail or give up early, they will be ridiculed, and their marriage will be immediately annulled by the bride's family. However, modernization is causing this custom to gradually fade away, and the price to pay for this is very high. Data from the United Nations shows that over 30% of married Lao women face both mental and physical violence from their partners. Sadly, most Lao women do not dare to resist, because they are taught that enduring is part of their wifely duty. In contrast, traditional Lao weddings are the most captivating in Southeast Asia. The bride wears a sin dress, adorned with heavy silver jewelry and marigolds in her hair. The groom arrives in traditional attire, carrying a sword at his side, symbolizing protection, a bag of money representing financial capability, and a burning candle. Behind the groom, friends and relatives carry bedding and gifts for the couple's new home. Here, he pays a small fee for the bride's sister to wash his feet on a stone slab covered with marigolds. This ritual demonstrates the groom's ability to overcome material obstacles in the future. The most unique aspect lies in the post-wedding period. Instead of taking the bride to his home, the groom lives with her family for 1 to 2 years. He must help with farming, trading, and managing the household. This reversal of roles surprises many foreigners. However, if the groom is Western, they are not required to live with the bride's family. Instead, the bride's family will request a higher dowry to compensate for the financial difference. And sticky rice is an indispensable dish in every Lao wedding. Speaking of sticky rice, let's explore 2 more essential items in the daily life of Lao people. Number 6. Sticky rice and beer. Unlike most Asian countries where white rice is the main source of carbohydrates, Laotians eat sticky rice at every meal, from morning to night. It's also the world's largest consumer of sticky rice, with an average person consuming about 170 kilograms per year. Laotians call sticky rice khao niu. They don't eat it with chopsticks, but instead roll the rice into balls with their right hand. They then dip the sticky rice into spicy sauces called jiao, or eat it with grilled meat or fish. For the locals, the sticky, clinging grains of rice symbolize strong bond, harmony, and enduring affection. Besides sticky rice, Laotians are also extremely fond of a particular beverage, Laotian beer. Laotian beer is brewed using pure groundwater, special khao nin rice, and hops imported from Germany. Laotian beer is so famous that it has been praised globally by Time, CNN Travel, and BBC Travel, and is available in over 20 countries. Of course, nowhere is Lao beer loved more than by the locals. A bottle of Lao beer is incredibly cheap, starting at just 90 cents USD, so Laotians drink it everywhere. During lunch breaks, evening gatherings, parties, weddings, picnics, regardless of age or gender. It's not uncommon to see families stocking up on beer as much as bottled water. For many, beer isn't just a beverage, but a daily ritual, as common as sticky rice. Many are surprised to see the bright yellow plastic crates of Lao beer everywhere in the country. They are incredibly versatile, stacked up as seats at sidewalk cafes or used as supports for grocery stalls. The Lao beer industry generates over $61.6 million in annual tax revenue. However, behind the cheerful clinking of glasses on street corners lies a harsh reality. Alcohol is one of the main causes of traffic accidents in this country. In 2024, there were over 6,700 traffic accidents, resulting in 929 deaths and more than 10,000 injuries. Worse still, approximately 55% of deaths in Laos today are due to diseases related to eating habits and alcohol consumption. And in Laos, it's not just sticky rice and beer in every meal. The cuisine is incredibly diverse. Let's explore more of the country's famous dishes. Number 7. The fascinating cuisine of Laos. Lao cuisine is rich in natural flavors, a harmonious blend of sour, spicy, salty, and bitter tastes. Alongside the pristine white sticky rice, there's lap, a famous lucky dish of the Lao people. Lap is a grilled meat salad made from minced beef, chicken, or pork, mixed with lime juice, roasted rice powder, onions, chili peppers, and herbs. This dish is often served during festivals, celebrations, or given as gifts during the new year. You can eat it with fresh vegetables or with sticky rice. Another essential dish in every Lao meal is tam mak hung, a papaya salad. Crispy shredded papaya is pounded together with tomatoes, chili peppers, lime, garlic, and Lao fish sauce, creating a distinctive spicy flavor. In markets and street food stalls, you'll smell the delicious aroma of sai ua sausage. This sausage, made from finely minced pork marinated with lemongrass, galangal, lime leaves, and herbs, is grilled to perfection and pairs perfectly with Lao beer. But venturing into the mountainous regions of Laos, the cuisine begins to challenge your limits. First, there's mai sakang, a type of wild chili pepper often added directly to soups by locals. When you chew it, your tongue will tingle as if electrocuted. There's also an unfiltered fermented fish sauce called padaek. Lao padaek is cloudy, thick, and much more pungent than Thai fish sauce, and often contains salted freshwater crab. This intensely flavorful sauce will make you wince the first time you try it. If that's still not shocking enough, move on to kai mot deng, a unique dish made from golden ant eggs. These eggs have a rich, sweet, milky flavor and are often prepared as a salad, in sour soup, or stir-fried with water spinach. When eaten, the eggs burst in your mouth, providing a delightful sensation similar to savoring caviar. If you've already tried ant eggs, you absolutely must try the crispy fried bamboo worms, maeng baon. Fatty white bamboo worms are rich in protein and have a satisfying crunch when chewed, often enjoyed with Lao beer. These unique dishes are very popular in the night markets of Luang Prabang and Vientiane. If you visit a night market in Laos, what dishes will you try? Fatty bamboo worms or the tempting sai ua sausage? Number 8. Cultural customs of the Lao people. When visiting Laos, you should definitely know what to do and what not to do to avoid awkward situations. In this country, monks are highly respected. Women are absolutely forbidden from touching a monk, even the hem of his robe, to maintain his purity. If a woman accidentally touches a monk, he will have to perform a purification ritual. The correct procedure is for the woman to give her offerings to a man, who will then pass them to the monk. Similar to Thai culture, in Laos, the feet are considered the lowest part of the body, while the head is considered sacred, representing the deities residing there. Therefore, stepping over someone sitting, or pointing the soles of your feet at a Buddha statue or someone in front of you is a serious offense. Similarly, you should absolutely not touch someone's head, including children's. When visiting a Laotian home, be mindful of the following rules to avoid violating them. Always leave your shoes on the doorstep before entering a local's home. This rule also applies to some guest houses or small shops. Sleeping facing the front door is believed to bring bad luck. Even tapping a spoon against a bowl or pot is thought to summon evil spirits. Besides that, Laotians have many small customs in their daily lives. Here, you will rarely see a barber shop open on Wednesdays. The taboo against getting a haircut on Wednesday is a very common folk belief in Laos and Thailand. Its origin stems from the fact that in the past, Wednesdays were the days when members of the royal family would summon barbers to the palace to cut their hair. Commoners were not allowed to do so on that day out of respect. The following day, Thursday, washing your hair is considered taboo, as the water could inadvertently wash away blessings and wisdom. You are not allowed to sweep the house when night falls, and if you go for a walk in the evening, you shouldn't whistle. The elders believed that whistling in the dark was an invitation for wandering spirits to visit the house. Number 9. The most mysterious places. Laos is famous for its Buddhist-themed destinations, ancient temple architecture, and pristine nature, but a closer look reveals even stranger places. Start in Xiangkwang Province, home to the Plain of Jars, where nearly 2,000 enormous stone jars, some weighing several tons and standing between 1 and 3 meters tall, are scattered across the plateaus like remnants of an ancient civilization. These jars, made from sandstone, granite, and limestone, date back approximately 2,500 to 3,000 years. To this day, scientists remain divided on why these jars were made and found here. Archaeologists have discovered human bones and burial artifacts nearby, but that only adds to the mystery. Because it was once a fierce battlefield during the war with the US, visitors should only travel on trails that have been cleared of mines to ensure safety. Traveling to Champasak Province, we will encounter the Kona Phafang Falls, a 21-kilometer-long waterfall with many smaller rapids running along the Mekong River. Around Kona Phafang Falls are many underwater reefs and small islands, known as Si Fan Do, meaning 4,000 islands. This waterfall is not only beautiful, but also holds immense geographical significance. It is the main reason why the Mekong River could not become a kamapam, a commercial waterway connecting the South China Sea to China. Even French colonial engineers in the late 19th century had to give up in the face of this powerful current, forcing them to build a railway on the islands instead of using boats to navigate the falls. Locals believe that the spirits of the river reside beneath the fierce waves, and fishermen still tell stories of the giant, elusive Mekong catfish. In the ancient capital of Luang Prabang, there is a mysterious cave called Pak U. Here, 2 limestone caves house over 4,000 Buddha statues of various sizes. These thousands of statues, crafted from different materials and in varying sizes, are always associated with fascinating historical stories. Every year during the Pai Mai festival, locals make a pilgrimage by boat on the Mekong River to this cave to perform the ritual of bathing the Buddha. continuing a tradition that has lasted for centuries. Number 10. The most unique festivals. Laos is known as the land of festivals, with countless unique cultural events linked to Buddhism and agricultural life. The most famous is the Baun Pi Mai festival, held from April 14th to 16th each year. This is the largest and most joyful festival, featuring water splashing to wash away bad luck and pray for good fortune. The most spectacular location for this festival is the ancient capital of Luang Prabang. The bathing of the Buddha statue is a solemn and important ritual during the traditional New Year. The water used to bathe the Buddha statue is not ordinary water. It is water infused with saffron, roasted soap nut, and especially the petals of the Dok Champa flower, the national flower of Laos. This pure fragrance permeates all the temples during the 3 days of the festival. This ritual signifies washing away bad luck and praying for a prosperous new year. Laos is also home to 1 million elephants. To honor this animal, the people hold a separate festival in Xayaburi. The elephant festival takes place around February each year. Here, the Bachi ceremony for elephants takes place. Locals prepare enormous platters of fruit, after which monks and mahouts tie white threads around the elephants' ears to pray for peace and thank them for their service. Next is the Baun Bang Phai Rocket Festival, held annually in May before the planting season. People fire homemade fireworks into the sky to pray for favorable weather and a bountiful harvest. This is one of the most dazzling festivals of light and water in the country. Tens of thousands of people flock to the Mekong River to release small boats made from banana leaves, decorated with chrysanthemums and brightly lit candles. The entire stretch of river sparkles at night to show reverence to the Naga serpent gods who govern the waters. Finally, let's move on to the That Luang Festival. This is the largest Buddhist festival in the country, held in November in the capital Vientiane. The festival lasts for several days, with processions of stupas and a lively fair. People from all over will flock to Vientiane on pilgrimage, offering sacrifices, praying for national peace and prosperity and commemorating their ancestors.